The tunnel was dimly lit, partially flooded by dark, foul-smelling water that reached to my knees. I could see no end to it. Beyond, all was in darkness, an inscrutable darkness that was almost palpable, sticky as crude oil. I was alone, cold and afraid. I wandered on through that subterranean space with its damp stone walls scarcely wider than my shoulders, holding up a torch whose feeble light barely reached beyond my arm. The silence in the claustrophobic passageway was so complete that the sound of my labored breathing bounced off the walls like an echo, and each step through the dark, evil-smelling water sounded like a deafening splashing that could be heard for miles. Each beat of my heart was like a punch to the chest. My mouth was parched, and I was sweating profusely. A sudden chill ran up my spine all the way up to the nape of my neck. A sensation unperceived by my senses made me come to a dead stop. Holding my breath and sharpening my ears, I waited expectantly for a few seconds without making a sound. But there was only the brittle, sharp silence. It stretched away, as taut as a violin string that had been wound so tightly it was about to snap. A deep, unnatural silence, threatening and somehow evil. A muted murmur, barely audible, sounded behind me. I jerked my head around, but the passageway was so narrow there was no space to move the torch, which I held in my left hand. Looking over my shoulder, I peered into the dark, but there was nothing there. The strange noise had been a far-off murmur, at the outermost limits of my perception. No sooner had I heard it than I doubted it had been real. Still holding my breath, I stood stock still, waiting to see or hear something more, anything that would confirm that it hadn't just been my imagination. But there was nothing. The tunnel behind me remained as silent and dreary as the part I had yet to traverse, a dead, abandoned subterranean passage untrodden by human feet for millennia, until now. Nevertheless, I was not alone. There was something else down there,